Hey, what's up guys, Davis here, and today I'll be unboxing and reviewing the new Infinix Hot 70. The Hot 70 is the brand new entry-level Infinix Hot series device that focuses on fun design, extreme battery life with the 6000 mAh battery that you get, and decent performance with the Helio G100 Ultimate, and all that in somewhat slim package of about 7.49 millimeters. And I got my unit here for the equivalent of $150 here in Uganda, and that's for the 128 GB storage and 4 GB of physical RAM version. Right, so let's go on and start off with the unboxing. So as always, we're starting off with the details on the box. So this is the 128 GB of storage variant with 4 GB of physical RAM, and that can be expanded up to 8 GB with 4 GB of virtual memory. The bottom here you have a 6000 mAh battery capacity, 45 watt charging support, the 45 watt charger in the box. Right here, what is Infinix proud of? So this is the Hot 70. You have a dynamic shine design, the G100 Ultimate for the processor, max dust proof, daily water resistant. Yeah, that's IP65 and 6.78 inch 120 Hz ultra bright display. As we're going to see 6000 mAh. This I've already said. 45 watt charging support, one tap AI, flash memory. That's about the details on the box. So let's go ahead and unbox the device. So when you open the box, first thing you're going to be greeted by is the device itself, and as you guys can see, it's already powered on. I've been testing it out for you guys. Let's get back to that in a bit. Let's see what else we get in the box. Right, so you get this license by Qualcomm. You also get okay, that's proving to be a struggle. You get your TPU case that I'm going to try on for you guys at some point in the video. You also get your big and nice 45 watt charger, and this is really good. You know, the likes of Samsung should copy. Take a note from these guys. This is really useful. You get max charging speeds from the box, which is really good. Most people don't have access to such chargers right there. So you also get this Type-C earphones and your USB A to USB-C charging cable and data cable right there. So you also get your SIM ejector right here. So that's all that you get with the Infinix Hot 70 in the box. Right, so let's move on to the phone itself. Right, so for the full review, we're going to be starting off with the design, build quality, ports and buttons on the device right here. So the color I got here is the thermo orange, and this is the best color that you can get because it has that heat reactive property that I'll not be able to test in this video because it requires you to have two extremes, the cold and the hot, which I currently don't have access to. But yeah, this is the color I've gotten. Let's just remove the this wrap that it comes in. But as I said, I've been using the device for a bit to test this for you guys, and just repackage this so you guys get the full experience. So that's how you're going to get it packaged right there. But it's already turned on because I've been testing it out right there. So let's take a full look at the device. It looks really good. So this is the thermo orange. Right now it doesn't really look orange through the camera here because you have to first take it to a very cold environment or very cold temperature for it to actually turn real orange. Yeah, and the hotter it becomes, it actually becomes lighter. This color turns lighter, but the cooler becomes darker orange, like the 17 Pro Max orange type of orange. Yeah, so that's about the design. So for the ports and buttons, you can start off with the right hand side here. You have your volume rocker, power button that also doubles up as your fingerprint scanner. Then you also have your one tap button that is usually by default supposed to trigger 4 lux, but you can set it to open a custom app or anything that you want, flashlight, stuff like that. That's on the right hand side here. And on the left you only get your SIM tray that will support SD card and 2 SIMs all at once. So yeah, you have a dedicated SD card slot, which is now rare to find in these phones lately. Right up top here you have your secondary loudspeaker, which is good, meaning that you have stereo speakers. At the bottom here, you have your main loudspeaker and your 45-watt charging port, USB-C, and your microphone. You have a single mic on this phone. And at the back here, yeah, this is where you get this very beautiful orange. You have many colors that you can pick from, the likes of thermal orange, which is the one that you have, green texture. You have quiet violet, dive blue, silver dancer, and night pulse, which I think is the black right there. So the back here, you only get your cameras, your IR blaster, and your halo light. You can, see. We shall be looking at that later. And then you get your dual flash, and at the front as well, you get the 8MP camera, front-facing camera, punch hole, as you're going to see, and your front-facing flash, which is good that you have that. So that's it for the design and port. So overall, I don't know if the back is actually plastic or glass, but it feels like glass, though I can't be so sure about that. And then for the sides, they're all plastic. Yeah, but it feels premium generally. And actually, I was surprised picking this. The first time I opened the box and, got to hold it, I was surprised, considering its price. Yeah, it surprised me. So overall, the design, really nice, especially in this thermal orange color. I think, for me, it's my favorite, and this was the launch color. As I promised earlier on, let me try on the case right here. So the case is color matched, and this is what actually the orange will look like in the very cold. When you take this to a very cold environment or put something cold on top of it, that's what it's going to look like. So probably if you put it in like a fridge, actually that's what I think I would do for the video, where I'll be talking about the color changing. Just put it in the fridge, and yeah, very cool. It's going to turn to this dark orange. When light or in room temperature, that's what it's going to look like. Very pale, and the hotter it becomes, the lighter it will look right there. So that's for the color. Now let's just try on this case. So for the guys who have winter, I think they'll be loving this one. So this is what it looks like with the case on. Very nice. I actually love the case overall. So for the design of this device, it says really, really nice. Alright, so let's move on to the display. Talk about that in detail. So the display here is 720p, which means it's HD plus, and supports 120 Hz. It's LTPS, not LTPO. So you have fixed refresh rates that you can set. It can either be 60, 90, or 120. So yeah, it's overall smooth, but it's not the sharpest. If you open something like Instagram or whatever, you will notice that the media doesn't look that good, regardless of whether you have set the quality to maximum. It's not going to look as sharp. So that's the downside of the display. But overall, for most times, you're not going to really notice. And for people who just want something that works, I think this is a nice package. You get a good balance of HD plus and 120 Hz. Yeah, so that's about the display. The other thing that people always talk about is the bezels. The bezels on this are really big, but that's something that you get used to in my experience. And it's also not even. The chin is big at the bottom. But overall, I think the design is okay. The display is also going to be fine. The max brightness is about 700 nits, so it's not that bright either. But yeah, you can make do with it. Considering the price of the phone overall, I think the package is okay. I didn't really expect much, but I think they could have fit in a 1080p display easily, given this is LCD, not AMOLED. Yeah, so that's about the display. Overall, it's going to be fluid, but it's not going to be the sharpest. That's the only downside, as it's only 720p. So moving on to the performance. So for the performance on this, you get the MediaTek Helio G100 Ultimate, with this particular one having 4GB of RAM, but you can also spec it to have 256 and 6GB of RAM, or the maximum of 8GB of physical RAM. You can always also increase or expand the memory using the memory fusion, which is part of your storage as memory. Yeah, for this particular one, you can only expand it to 8GB with the extra 4GB of virtual memory right there. So for the performance with the Helio G100 Ultimate, I played games on this, and eFootball at the very max settings is not really that smooth, as you guys are going to see in the dedicated videos. But Call of Duty at medium and max frame rate was playing okay. Overall, I'll say that don't really expect a lot when it comes to performance, but it can play games at average settings. If you don't push it too hard, it's going to be fine for the most part. And I did do some did run a 3D Mark here. Run 3D Mark for you guys to see. Let's check the results here. So for the wildlife extreme stress test, the best loop score was 409 and lowest loop was 395. So stability overall was okay, as you guys can see across here. I think, yeah, stability was good. You're not going to get like the highest scores, but you're going to have stability even when you're playing games for a long time, because this wildlife extreme runs for 20 minutes continuous. And for the wildlife test here, you get 1425 with the average frame rate being 8.53, which is not the best really. That's really low, but you know what you're paying for right here. So overall the performance is just okay. When you're just scrolling through the UI and all that, it's mostly okay, with the 120 hertz that you have. And the only time it's really stuttery is when you just restarted the phone. That's the only time I notice it being choppy and all that. But for the most part, it's going to be fine. The things open slower, yeah. But that's expected at this price point, at this entry level. So for the software, getting XOS 16, as you can see right here, based on Android 16. And I tried to find out where you get guaranteed OS updates, but I couldn't find that on Infinix site. So I can't say for certain if you're going to be getting major Android updates, but I would expect that at least they will provide 2 major software updates according to all the other devices and previous releases. At least 2 years of software updates, but currently it releases with the latest Android 16. I know Android 17 is on the way, but it's not yet out. So this comes with Android 16 out of the box, with XOS 16. So that's about the software, but overall the UI is really good, really customizable. You can do a lot. These apps you can resize even. You can even resize the icons for those that are supported now, like this. You can just pull it and make it to whatever you want. Yeah, that's how customizable this has become. And it's really, really nice. Only downside is it has a lot of bloatware that comes with the device, but for the most part you can uninstall, as you see. I uninstalled most of those, Palm Store and whatnot. It usually comes with the phone. Yes, good that you can uninstall most of that. And I think I want to talk about here is the haptics are not really that good on this device. I think that's one thing that has not changed over the years. In all these entry-level devices, the haptics are always crappy. But I think most people might not even notice, as they don't care really. You just need a phone that works at this point, really. That's what you're looking for. So you also get a lot of AI features in here, which is really good. This is an entry-level phone, but you get all these. I think I'll be doing a deep dive on the AI features. But one notable one is here is the AI theme generator. You can get your own custom generated wallpapers and stuff like that and themes, which is really good. So overall, XOS is really good. I haven't seen any ads in it, but you get a lot of pre-installed applications that you can uninstall, which is okay. Yeah, so that's about the software. And now moving on to the cameras. So at the back here, you only get a single camera, which is a 50MP sensor, and it takes decent photos in the right lighting, and the video also is somewhat okay. Not the best, not the sharpest, but it has 50 megapixels, but yeah, for the most part it's fine. I recorded some videos and at night they are really, really grainy, and they're not the most stable either. And it still has the same issue that they're not age hard, where it would cause the images, the post-processing that the AI does usually, it causes the images to look like, I don't know, messed up when the lighting is not the best. Yeah, and the front here you also get the 8MP that can record up to 2K at 30 FPS. At the back here you record up to 2K 30 FPS as well, but you can do 1080 at 60. Here you can only do 1080 at 30 or 2K at 30. So that's about the front-facing camera. It's decent in the right lighting as well. Nothing that is going to wow you, but yeah, you know what you're paying for at this price point. So the cameras are just okay. They're not going to wow you, but they'll take decent photos when you give them the right light. Right there, that's about the cameras. And then the battery life. I think the battery on this is really, really, really good. I've played games, I've done a lot of things, and I'm still at 72%. I've been playing games with it just a few minutes back, all day long, just been using it, and I've only charged it twice. I've had this phone for about 3 days now and been testing it out. But yeah, overall I say the battery life is really good with the 6000 mAh battery that you get, and 45-watt charging. So I have a very big battery that also happens to charge really quick. So overall the battery really is, yeah, very nice, no issues there. And the cherry on top of that is that you get the charger in the box inclusive. Very nice. So the other thing I'll talk about is the speakers. So the speakers here, you get dual stereo speakers, as I said, one at the top, one at the bottom, and the quality there is not really that good. You don't get a lot of bass, but at least you have stereo speakers, and they're not also that loud. So overall I'll say they're just balanced, nothing special, but at least you get stereo speakers. So yeah, you get that studio vibe. Right, so for the connectivity, yeah, this has dual SIM support, as I said. You can have both SIMs in there, and a dedicated SD card slot as well. So that's really good. You also have support for NFC, as you can see the symbol here, which is good. And you also get your IR blaster. This that looks like the second camera is actually the IR blaster right there. So yeah, notably you don't have eSIM support, but you wouldn't expect it at this price point anyway. So the pricing, as I said earlier on in the video, is the equivalent of $150, which is fine, considering the prices of phones lately. I think that's why I didn't even that's why I was surprised that what I got when I opened the box of this phone, because phones lately have been really pricey. Right, so moving on to the pros and cons. To summarize everything you talked about, so you get a very good design that is slim at 7.49 millimeters with a huge 6000 mAh battery that charges at 45 watts. So that's very good. The charging, the design, I think those are a big pro. And I think I'll talk about is the display here. You get 120 Hz, though you don't get the sharpest visuals given the 720p, but overall I think it's a decent display. Latest Android 16 with XOS 16 as well. You also get IR blaster to control your appliances and all that stuff, which is good. And a dedicated micro SD card. So for those guys who want to use your two SIMs and SD card all at once, this is one of the few options that you have in 2026. Yeah, and you also get stereo speakers. Not the best sounding, but at least you get a set of stereo speakers for the studio vibe, as I said. Yeah, then for the cons, you obviously don't get 5G here. Not like many would expect it, but yeah, you don't get 5G. And we also have uneven bezels, very big uneven bezels. As you can see, the chin is really big and bigger than the rest, but even the other bezels are really massive. But in my opinion, that's something you can get used to, but yeah, it's worth highlighting as well. Also get a 720p display, which is not the sharpest. Yeah, that's the downside. Now the other thing is, yeah, you don't get an ultra wide camera or telephoto, but at this price point I would rather they do what they have done here, give you a single 50 megapixel camera rather. That instead of giving you 3 crappy cameras, usually what they used to do is they would give you a 5MP ultra wide that doesn't really capture anything nice at all, and then give you also a crappy 13MP main sensor. So I think I would rather you give me one good camera than have 3 that are not usable. And then yeah, you don't get eSIM support, and haptics are also not that good. So that's about the pros and cons. Summarize for you guys. I'll say that the Infinix Hot 70 here is a really good device, a good package. You get a very big battery for those that want a phone that's going to last them a long time. Decent performance, a decent display, 720p and 120 Hz. Yeah, overall it's really good package, and I can easily recommend this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.